we look out over the entire valley, and it's a killer drop dead view. And that's why all these windows are correct, because of what you get to look out on. They're hell on wheels when you're an aging diva and you're doing a virtual interview. Bottom line is, Quentin Tarantino, because he works out of Universal currently, brought his Once Upon a Time in Hollywood right down to the foot of our driveway and filmed for a month maybe, and came back for pickup shots. There is Brad Pitt down at the end of my driveway in a pair of pants, because I run at night, came home late from Toluca Lake, drive up my hill, and there's Brad Pitt walking with, wasn't it Margot Robbie? Walking up the hill. I love Margot. She's incredible, but I couldn't take my eyes off those pair of pants going up the cul-de-sac hill that we live on so we can sit on this mountaintop. One night, with courage, because they were shooting night for night thousands of times, I snuck down after coming home from my run, parked the car, tiptoed down the driveway, and there's Quentin directing Brad Pitt, and who was his partner? I don't know. It was too amazing, but Brad Pitt, come on. Oh, and Leonardo, because Leonardo lived in one of the houses at the bottom of the, so Leonardo's coming out of the door, and there's Brad Pitt. So I've got two dream come true in the flesh in front of me. And Quentin Tarantino saw me, talked to somebody, and came across the cul-de-sac as they're doing the setup, came and said, Joan Van Ark, Quentin Tarantino, as if I didn't know. He said, I have watched Frogs, which is a movie I did with Ray Milland and Sam Elliott. Come on, doesn't get more good. Sam Elliott and Ray Milland, way back, forever ago, not that much, but a while back. Ray Milland, an Oscar winner, Sam Elliott, the most handsome, best actor on the planet. So I had done that movie, and he said, I've watched, Quentin Tarantino says, it's a bazillion times one of my favorite movies. I know just who you are. Welcome to our set. You know, chatting away. I thought I would, I don't know, go poo-poo or pee-pee, because I was this incredible man. We chatted for a while. He was about as gracious as anyone can be. It was time to shoot the scene. I watched them do that and crawled back up the hill, because I was so. I have a poster in my office that a fan in Palm Springs at one of the autograph things brought me of Frogs. It is huge, like a real movie poster in a theater, in the front of the theater would be huge. It was in my office forever because a fan wanted me to sign it, and he said, no, you just keep it. I signed it to Quentin Tarantino just because I thought it was right. I miss it more than you know, but I went down a day or two later and handed it to someone to give to him. And he said, this will definitely, or whatever, he thanked me and whatever. But I had to do that to him because he's an icon. What it goes without saying. And to have had that kind of connection and have him know who the hell I am, I blew me away. I mean, through the roof.
And you're giving me chills now. I mean, that's a great story.
It is. And he's a great man to have done that and to thank me and be there. And he's so, what I love, and I think this is true of all actors, he's like a kid when he's so, it's so, energy is just like, this is what I'm on the earth to do. And that's what I have felt since I was 14. This is why I'm here. And that kind of impulse and energy is what you need to survive and keep going and not give up. And I'm going to get verklempt because COVID's been a test for me to not have that food, that meal, that creativity, that partnership with a crew and my favorite scene from Knots Landing, the face washing scene, where Valene became Verna Ehlers and went to a bar and a bunch of guys. I love filming that scene. Nothing but guys on the set. I was in a bar. I come home drunk, my makeup all smeared up. I fall asleep in the bed. Then I wake up and I go into the bathroom, I guess to get a glass of water. And I see myself in the mirror and I see this over made up face with black mascara shooting down my cheeks. And I turn on the spigot because we were in a real motel, a real bathroom, turn on the spigot and wash my face that's always over made up, wash every bit of it off and start over and become Verna Ehlers and became that character. Went from Valene to that in a 5-minute take, which they kept in the episode. CBS called David and said, do you think we can stay on this scene for 5 minutes? And David said, yes, I do. And when that scene was over, and because we had one false start, I said to the cameraman, if something goes wrong technically, once I wash my face, that's a wrap. And we did have one false start. The second time we went and I scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed. When the scene was finally over, the complete wonderful, I think, it's the only thing I think I did that's wonderful. We hugged like that Mary Tyler Moore hug. All of us, the camera, the hair and makeup, the set, we were one circle of hugs. That's what it's all about. Hugs together. That's it.
Well, that's another great. See, now you're giving me chills again.
Well, it's my best moment in my work. And I'm not never pleased. I know when it's okay and it's right, but I never knew it to be a group effort like that, the best.
Well, we need more. So,
well, I'm not done yet, and it's spelled I'm KNOT done yet. I'm KONT done yet. I'll be back.
I like that.
I'll be back.
Well, and you need to do, maybe we'll have more of these live shows, since there's such fandom.
Yeah. Because that's, I don't know, it's all, and it's a very narrow niche of care and hard work. But once you know it and you've experienced it, that's why COVID for me has been very difficult, very. And I'm not quite out of it yet.
I think a lot of people are not out of it yet.
I think so too, more than say it. And I think people in the workplace who are returning to where they were want to go back home again, or you're happy and comfortable doing it this way because you're 100% there. You're 100% there. I mean, you're there. So as long as you have all of you in place, that's where you should stay.
Although, and I mean, I have a studio too, and like when I'm in LA, there's going to be a studio for people. Like I always give people an option. Like if you're in New York or LA, where I am, we can do it in person. It's shocking. I mean, a lot of people do in person, but a lot, even when they're 3 blocks away, are just like, I'd rather do this in Zoom.
Yeah, but I'll tell you something. If you're coming, then you should check with Donna and or me. That it should be Joan, Donna, Michelle at some. I will. We'll have something going on, even if it's just the show that we're going to do on tour or whatever, or just Joan, Donna, Michelle, because you'll witness the trio with the gorgeous Donna and the New York Broadway Michelle and Joan, who tries to be a little bit of both. And that's the fight of my life. Is the two of them are parts of me.
I think that's a good idea. The 3 of you together when I'm there would be great.
I think, and studio, or where we can all be comfortable, not individual or but I think if you're in the same
studio,
we should be together. That's my take.
I agree.
Let's see here what Julie has.
We'll have to make that happen.
I think so. Frogs, yeah, you did Frogs. Frogs is like a classic hoot movie, but there were good people in it. Ray Milland and Sam Elliott. You don't get much better than that. We were down there for over a month in Florida. God bless Florida right now. But
I thought you were going to say when Quentin Tarantino came over that he was a Knots Landing fan, or Brad Pitt. I was going to say.
Oh, Brad Pitt! I couldn't have. I would have fainted.
I think I would have fainted.
Although they were aware, I could see they were looking over and like. But that's kind of the thing about a set. I mean, location set in the middle of the night. It was like between 11 and 12 midnight or something. It's a different set at that hour, but it's still a set. but I'm sure they're used to it. But you know what I think? I think Brad Pitt, Leonardo is more to himself. And he did kind of walk in circles and sort of isolated, which I respect. I get that. But Brad Pitt, that's an icon without it. And so is Leonardo. Come on. I mean, and then Quentin Tarantino. I mean, hyperventilating.
I mean, they're all three icons, but you know what? So is Joan Van Ark and Michelle Lee and Donna Mills. So, I mean, you are an icon too, Joan.
Well, we got to get back, not to icon, but we just got to get back. At least I do. Maybe Donna continues icon or Michelle continues, but the only way to be able to use that word is to a continuum of some sort of connection to an audience, because that's what we created and we had.
I agree. Well, I think when I'm there, we need to do this. We'll do a show with all three of you.
We'll do some kind of trio.
I like this.